On today's episode of Draw Every Day with JJK, I'm going to be giving you a simple lesson on perspective. We're going to have a visit from graphic novelist Breena Bard. We're going to visit with the pugs. Let's get into it.
Draw Every Day with JJK.
Well, welcome back to Draw Every Day with JJK. In this week's instructional video, I'm going to be teaching you about simple perspective and showing space in a picture. And see, the magic about drawing is that you have this very, very, very thin piece of paper, but in this thin piece of paper, you're going to create the illusion of space. So let's get my draw cam set up and ready. And it's as simple as drawing your character right in front. So here, I'm going to find my shapes and I'm going to draw a character from one of my books. Let's see if you can guess which book this character is from. This is Pig from Punk Farm. I'm going to finalize some of these lines here. So now, how to create space in this simple drawing? Well, all you need is one line, and that's the magic about making art, is one line can change your entire perception of the picture and space. So I'm going to have one line going across my page, but behind my character. And there, already I've created the illusion of space. We have our character here, and we have what's called a horizon line. Where the ground meets the sky, the horizon line. Now, we all know that a barn is bigger than a pig, right? Pigs go in barns. But if I were to draw a barn on this line here, and draw that barn to be smaller than the pig, that's not a teeny tiny barn. We understand that barn is bigger, but being that I drew that barn on the horizon line, and drew it to be far away, that gives us the illusion of space. It didn't actually shrink, it just appears smaller because it's further away. The pig isn't huge, pig is just really big because he's right next to us, right in front of us. Now, what's bigger, a barn or a mountain? Well, we know a mountain range would be bigger than a barn. But if I were to draw this mountain range, and have that be smaller, shorter than the barn, these are not tiny mountains, they're huge mountains, they're just really far away. And this is going to work for anything that you draw. So let's try that again. Let's draw Lunch Lady. Now, if I wanted to draw Lunch Lady in front of a cityscape, again, I can draw that horizon line. And we know the city buildings are going to be taller than a person. But now it looks as though Lunch Lady is really close to us, and the skyline is really far away. All right, let's check in with one of my graphic novelist pals. I'm talking to Breena Bard today. She's the author and illustrator of Trespassers, which is a fantastic new graphic novel. It's her very first My kids absolutely love this book. It's a great story and really wonderful artwork by Breena. So let's get on the old payphone that's connected to the internet through a phone wire and check in with Breena. Breena Bard, how are you?
Hi, Jarrett. Hi, everybody. My name is Breena Bard. I'm a cartoonist, and I have a book called Trespassers, and I'm here in my studio today to show you how I draw one of my characters. I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to draw for you one of my characters from my new book. Her name is Gabby Woods, but I'll tell you more about her as we draw. So I usually draw... Well, I do a little bit of both. I do a lot of drawing in my sketchbook, or... I'll draw more and more. I draw digitally, but it's always a little more fun to show stuff on paper, I think. So like a lot of people, I just kind of start by drawing almost like a little skeleton just to block in where things would go. Some people are really good at just putting ink on the paper, and that's not me. So I still use a lot of guides. So anyway, and I usually, whether I'm drawing on paper or digitally, I usually pencil my characters first, because obviously it's nice to have the eraser option, and there's also just a really fun quality to being really sketchy about something, I think. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing now, is just drawing my pencils, and I'm not worrying too much about making anything perfect, because I know you can go back in with my pen later and clean that up. So I'm just kind of, you know what, I think my little skeleton made her a little too short, so I'm going to add a little extra length there. And like I said, or maybe I didn't say, but this is this character is called Gabby Woods, and she I did choose the name Woods with some intention, because her family goes up to the lake every summer, and there's a lot of scenes in the woods, and I just thought that would be kind of a fun play on words to give her that name. But yeah, Gabby is kind of a tomboy, so I almost always draw her wearing a baseball cap and just like jeans and a t-shirt. And the other thing about Gabby is she loves to read, which sounds like maybe not the most exciting quality for a character, to just see someone reading, but fortunately in the book, she gets convinced to kind of go off on some adventures also. So here is kind of a rough pencil of what Gabby would look like. And then, let's see, I'm going to ink this. I think I'll use, just for the sake of being really visible on here, I'm just going to use a Sharpie, I'm going to use a Sharpie pen, I think, just a little finer point than a Sharpie. But yeah, like I said, more and more I'm doing my work digitally, but it's still really fun to have the immediacy of just putting ink on paper. So I don't know why, but I always draw the ear first, almost always. It's like a grounding point for me, which isn't, I wouldn't say that's like a, I don't know if other people do that or not, if that's a bad tip, but I do think just kind of getting into a rhythm of how you draw your character and trying to draw them the same each time, I think that can be really challenging, but like most things with drawing, if you practice it, and definitely when you're drawing comics, you get a lot of practice drawing your characters. Let's see. Also giving Gabby a little backpack, because like I said, she gets pulled into some shenanigans that involve sneaking off sometimes with a backpack on. And then I'm going to make her holding this big, thick book, because like I said, Gabby loves to read. She also loves to write, but at the start of the book, she mostly just loves to read. And I think little details, any little details you can give your characters, whether that's a book or some other object they carry around or something really distinctive about their appearance. Anything you can give them to kind of help give them a little more character, so to speak. Give your character some character. Okay, and then, just, it's kind of fun to just trace your drawings once you've got them penciled. All right, so, not the, fanciest, but, and then the last thing, which I haven't done yet, of course, is her face. And faces are one of my favorite things to draw because I think my characters are pretty simple. Their eyes are dots and their noses are usually a squiggle and their mouth is a squiggle. And then my very favorite thing to draw on any character is the eyebrows, because let me just show you. Over here, we got Gabby. Really quick Gabby. I'll try and draw two identical Gabbies here. Wow, there's a reason why I pencil things first, huh? Okay, so there's two Gabbies, and then I just want you to look at the difference between if I give her these kind of eyebrows and these kind of eyebrows. What a different face, right? Okay, so I think, let's see. I'm gonna give this Gabby some kind of like plotting their next escapade. And let's see. I think we should make her book say the case of the, I don't know, what should we call it? The case of the crooked gate. Sounds like a mystery, right? Just made one up. And okay, so there's Gabby. And then let's see, this isn't the best eraser, but I just want to get these pencil lines off of here. Usually I'll use a standalone eraser. But these erasers on these, what are these? Blackwing pearls are pretty good, so no complaints. Okay. She's wobbling because it's in my sketchbook. I never held on very well. Anyway, so yeah, my main points are draw yourself a little guide before you get going. Start with pencil. Go over that with ink. Add some interesting details. And have fun with their facial expressions. Thanks for having me on your show, Jarrett. That was a lot of fun. I hope everybody keeps drawing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Well, Breena, thank you so much for showing us how you draw. Congratulations on your first published graphic novel. So happy to have you on the bookshelf. We'll talk to you soon. All right, now, let's take a moment to talk about something really important, something crucial to discuss right now, and I'm talking about pugs. Yes, summertime pugs, to be specific. Although I know some people are back to school, it's still summer here for the pugs. And you know what? I guess if you're a pug, it's kind of always summer vacation. Anyways, let's have some pug cam. Well, thank you, Ralph. I hope that you are behaving in the garden, which you are probably not. And we should definitely wash our vegetables thoroughly before we eat them. Well, I'm going to showcase now some wonderful artwork that you all sent in. Keep sending in the artwork that you're making based on these art lessons, and we're going to show them on the instructional episodes. Check out all of your great artwork and keep drawing.
Please click like and subscribe and keep drawing. See you soon!